they want to hear something. Hey, this is the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club,
I am Kiana.
and I am the one and only
No,
Edmond,
put on your headset. You're not going to do this to me.
Edmond.
No, you are very loud.
Oh, turn me down. If people want to be woke, I'm woke. You got to wake up. Wake
I,
up, yeah.
I'm
Wake up.
up as well, but you're not going to be screaming
I'm
in here.
gonna wake you up
I'm looking.
today.
No, I'm looking at you peeking.
Oh, okay. Turn me down. Okay, I'm gonna calm down. How y'all doing? Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. This is
We
one and
already
only
said
Mr.
that.
Edmund. I can say it again. This is the one and only Mr. Edmund.
And don't say that no more. No more.
Welcome to the ride, y'all.
No,
Thank y'all for
we are brought to you by the Community and Development Center, better known as.
See that
Because we are redefining.
Hey, we West Coast.
Because smart.
It's the new gangster, baby.
And if you didn't know,
Now you know.
yes.
So
It's Friday.
It is Friday, and welcome to the ride.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. Go ahead.
Friday.
Go ahead.
It's Friday.
Go ahead.
Hey.
Go ahead.
It's Friday.
Go ahead.
Boom.
Go ahead.
Okay. So what you got going on this weekend?
Ooh, this weekend, we got a lot of work.
It's Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. There's been a lot going on. So we just preparing for getting ready for the storm season. If everybody didn't know that we're coming up on hurricane season, there's been a lot of storms. There's been a lot of weather. So just want to pray for the people going through the storms right now, whether it's literally or figuratively. People are going through a storm, and we're preparing for the hurricane season. So that's coming up.
Okay.
Big shots out.
I mean, hurricane season hasn't started yet.
No, it's coming up.
When do it?
We
it's coming, but it hasn't started yet.
But there has been extreme weather all over the United States. For those who are not paying attention, the whole southeast, or really the eastern and southern United States has been gripping with tornadoes and hurricanes and storms.
Hurricanes too?
Yes.
I seen tornadoes.
Okay then. Well, help me out.
I mean, I'm just listening to you.
You said hurricanes too? No, we prepare for hurricane season.
And
then the tornadoes is coming through right now.
The weather is kind of funny.
Kind of.
But it has been for like the last couple of years.
No. This
year was
special. This is special.
Okay.
They had storms from Milwaukee all the way down to Texas and Florida and Georgia and Alabama. So that's all up the eastern and western coast. Yeah, it's real out there. This is I think we're living through global warming.
Okay.
And it cannot be denied.
Well, hurricane season starts June 1st.
Yes, and we want people to be
November 30th.
Yes, we want people to be prepared and ready. We're planning to have some community hurricane preparedness events, emergency training. We're gonna reach out to some of our storm squad, quote unquote. Big shots out to Erica Hall and the storm squad. We're gonna do some big stuff around storm season. Just hope people be prepared and have the stuff they need to go into hurricane season. Yeah. And in other news.
What's other news?
This news here. And I ain't gonna say I don't want to read it, but it's very interesting. This is and I get my news from Twitter, X. So when people ask where you got that from, I got it from Twitter. And some people don't get their news from Twitter, but
I don't.
Breaking news. The Biden administration is now under investigation for election interference based on new evidence of illegal coordination between the Department of Justice and political prosecutors bringing charges against former President Trump. I mean, If it's a lie, they told it. The Department of Justice has been instructed to hand over activity and or communications between Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Brigg, New York Attorney Letitia James, Special Prosecutor Jack Smith, or Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie
I feel you want me to tell
Willis.
you this is just really making a joke out of our government. Our every one of our leaders is like tag you it. Let's investigate you. Tag you it. Let's investigate you.
I mean, I mean, if these allegations have any truth or merit, um, I continue reading. Um, they're looking for communications between the Department of Justice, Manhattan DA, New York, and Fulton County Fonnie Williams.
Hmm.
Thanks to the evidence that has come to the light, office has received believe Biden's corruption Department of Justice is the headquarters of illicit prosecutions against. This is so interesting,
Well,
but
it sounds like a good defense lawyer.
I mean, I think Alvin
Um,
Brigg is a prosecutor. If I'm not mistaken, I Google his name. But AG um, Andrew Bailey was tagged in this FOIA request. The former president in a FOIA demands. So this all came from a Freedom of Information Act request.
again, this sounds like a good defense lawyer.
It is Attorney General Andrew Bailey, Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey.
Okay. Again, I'm gonna go back. It just sounds like a really good defense lawyer. Um,
I
if you can push it off on somebody else of the same crime that you doing, because when you're going into the courts, you have to prove without a doubt, right,
yeah.
that this person is guilty. And if you can sprinkle seeds of doubt throughout, then you can
Mm,
possibly beat the case or get it acquitted,
mm,
a hung jury. And so, yeah, to throw that out there is, you know what I mean? Like I say, sounds like a really good defense.
mm. Oh, so in other news, um, anger and sadness following the execution of Florida Airman Roger Fortson. Um, Attorney Ben Crump.
You're talking about the young black guy who was killed.
Yep, Airman, Florida.
The sheriff kicked in the wrong door, right?
Uh huh.
And then the guy met him. He had a gun, correct?
I'm,
Because he was, I think,
I'm trying to find it. You keep reading that because you know
I think he hit because that's what they said, that he's like the guy had a gun, so he shot for his safety. But you kick in somebody's door in the middle of the night. If I had a gun, I would be using it as well. I have a problem with those no knock warrants.
and the thing is, the young officer, the airman, I guess he opened the door with a gun in his hand, and in America, that's not a crime. You 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 are not in subject to the laws of the road if you're in your home. If you come to my home and you knock on my door, I think the person has a right to have a gun.
They're supposed to protect
You can have a
themselves.
gun.
You're supposed to protect them.
You don't have
But
to
this is
hide your
what happened.
firearm because you see a police officer.
And even if you don't, if somebody knocks at your house in the middle of the night,
You can have your gun.
you want to be safe because you don't know who's coming to there, police or not.
You can have
One,
your
this
gun.
is why again I don't like those no knock um warrants, because you know what I mean, it's just not safe for anybody, the people that's in the house. And we see now that it has been throughout time where they get it wrong, and they get it wrong um often.
And I say this, and I don't. There are good. officers. There are officers who do their job, correctly, and then there's mistakes. And I don't know the whole thing about this, so I don't want to just bash.
No, I'm not.
But there's a First and Second Amendment that allows this senior airman to have his gun in his home.
But I'm not, and so this
And you
wasn't.
don't have to shoot because you see a black man with a gun, because black men can have gun licenses. Having and possessing a gun is not and does not make you a criminal or a threat.
It does not. It does not.
And training allows for a person who you think is a threat to be talked to and for you to find out.
But what happens is that black men are already feared.
Yep.
So just the fear of them itself.
But it's not fear. I think it's stereotype. I think black men are already stereotyped.
Okay.
Because if this was a white guy in his home with his gun, I think they would have tried to talk to him. Hey, sir, put the gun down. Sir, we're police.
But that's the fear. One is they say so. I think we're saying the same thing. So the stereotype is that black men are more aggressive, right?
We are. Oh, okay. Stereotype.
I didn't say.
I said stereotype. I said stereotype.
But physically, if you put a black man and a white man next to each other, same size, same weight, build, everything, the black man typically will be more defined because we are.
I think.
And so when you look at it, you come into where you're coming into a situation where you already fear something, and fear makes you do things that you typically wouldn't do. And I always say, like, I think, like, there's good cops, there's bad cops out there. But what I would like to say is, give us the same compassion you give somebody that looks like you when you are arresting or trying to solve a case.
Yes. So rest in peace to the young.
Because he was young. He was like 20 something. Like,
yeah,
he
was a senior airman for the United States. I guess Fortson. His dad's name Fortson. Airman Fortson. So yeah. Prayers to his family. Prayers, for the whole situation. More about this story will be coming up. His name was Roger Fortson. He was described as an incredible young man, brother, friend, and accountability partner who was always willing to give his last to support someone else. So yes, rest in peace to the young brother Roger. Yeah, let's do better.
We got to.
Let's do better.
So yesterday.
Speaking of doing better.
Okay, go ahead.
Since we talk about doing better, yesterday, the St. Petersburg City Council had a meeting about the development deal for the Tropicana Field or the historic gas plant district. It was a marathon, to say the least. It started at 8 a.m. Community groups, Faith in Florida. They had a silent protest outside St. Pete City Hall before the meeting. The meeting started at maybe 9:15. And so the meeting was about the official plus acres in downtown St. Petersburg.
You say 60 plus?
It's 60 plus acres with streets and roads. Some saying it'll be 39, 40 acres or whatever by the time the roads are put and whatever. So, well, right now
all the rest of the acres are going into roads. Go ahead. Okay.
So it's 80 acres. 14 acres is going to go to the stadium, and like 60 acres is going to go to the redevelopment. Okay. And they were talking about the redevelopment.
Good morning, Emily.
This deal here in St. Pete has been broken into two parts. It's two parts to one deal, right, as they would like to say. And the two parts is, one is a 14-acre stadium deal, and then the other 60 plus redevelopment deal with vertical development, townhomes, and office space. So the city council was talking about this yesterday at City Hall. The council of the whole. So that's the cow. Yeah. So I'm sorry if that wasn't exciting, y'all, but we're gonna get to the exciting part right now. The agreement came out, And I think I personally learned a lot about the agreement. I learned a lot about why there's a lot of community people going back and forth about who's right and who's wrong. And I came up with my personal and my feelings of how I feel about the deal. And I'm not for the deal. The deal is horrible. I think it's one of the worst redevelopment deals in the United States history
Mm-hmm.
regarding baseball, football, or sports athletic team.
Okay.
I think the city of St. Pete as far as the development deal is written right now, we carry too much responsibility and not enough rewards. We're making a huge investment and we don't get naming rights. We do not get ticket sales splits.
Mm-hmm.
We do not get profit sharing from the sale of the land. The land can be assigned by contract, and what that means is that's like flipping land. House flippers. They call your house all the time.
All
Hey,
right.
you want to sell your house? But then they put you under contract and then sell the contract to the next investor. This agreement will allow them to flip the land.
And then they don't have to put a deposit down either, right?
No, they can flip it. They flip it, pay for it, flip it, and pay for it. So it's a pay-as-you-go strategy where they will sell off partials of land throughout the 30 years of the development. Everybody's
And
seen the
there's no
pictures.
interest as well. They don't go with inflation.
No,
correct?
yes, all the numbers are not tied to inflationary numbers. So if they say they're going to give 50 million, they will give 50 million.
No matter if the 50 million's today or 20 years from now,
correct.
it'll be 50 million. So
Correct.
they don't even move with
Correct.
time.
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't move with inflation. We
Mhm.
don't have any profit sharing. The city of St. Pete is looking to invest upwards of $680 million on this
Say that
investment.
again.
$680 million on this investment with no return. And when I say return, I'm talking about from the ballpark and the ball players. Right now, we own Tropicana Stadium.
Mhm.
Right now, we get the licensing deal. The name Tropicana is licensed under the city of St. Petersburg.
Mhm.
Right now, we get 50 cents off every ticket sold.
Right.
So if God forbid, or God willing, if this team explodes right now in Tropicana Stadium, we have the opportunity to gain some profit and make some money. Once they knock down Tropicana Stadium and build this new stadium for this team, we no longer get those profit sharings.
Mhm.
We no longer get those naming rights. We no longer take part in the profit of that a building. So I want to say this, and I don't want to be on my tangent, but
Your soapbox.
my soapbox. Yeah, I don't want to get on my soapbox.
I mean, we kind of been on the soapbox because we
Kinda.
talked about this on Wednesday.
This is the hottest subject in the Bay Area.
It right here. You should, if you're a voter or you live here,
This is the hottest subject in the Bay Area. Somebody
and the
told
fact
me
that they did a whole shift, 8 to 5, 8 to 5.
What you mean?
A whole work shift.
Oh yeah, the
Sitting down here
yes,
talking about
the
it and going
committee
back
of the whole.
Going back and forth about this deal lets you know how serious it is.
Yep. Oh, and I'm glad you said that. This is the biggest redevelopment deal in the northern United States right now. This is just not Tropicana Field or the historic gas plant. This is the largest redevelopment in a downtown corridor in these United States. So we got to start looking at these development deals and being more hip to what's going on, because inside of the development deal is completely different from the presentation and the impact reports that were provided. So if you see in the community, people are going back and forth right now about who's right, who's wrong, who's read it, and who's not read it.
Right.
But the reality is there's two sets of information being put out.
It's a pretty version.
Yes, it's a version of hopes, dreams, wishes, and aspirations, and then there's a document that says this is the contract.
Right. This is what we would like to do, but this is what we're gonna.
This is what we're going to be contractually held liable for.
But not saying so. Here we go. This is what we're contracted liable for, but this is what we possibly
yes,
can
this is
do.
the dreams,
This
aspirations,
is
and
what
hopes of a community.
This is what we would like to do.
Hey, caller.
Hold on, caller, introduce yourself.
Hello, hey, I'm this comedian Damian Davis on a serious note. I hear y'all talk about the plan, but what what do the mayor got to say about all this? Is he hear our concerns and whatever going on? What's up with all the fees and all the people that are behind that stay in this city? Will they get money or some cutbacks? So that's why they got the hush mouth for they can get the money and we suffer. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I don't sketch a hip. This doubt fire shake mayor ain't doing nothing about nothing. It just angers me that we just sit back and say what the problem is, but it's big people with big wigs got more voice and more stuff than us, and they can say something. I'm glad that y'all got a platform so we can get over here and voice our opinion. So you mean they just take our money and grease us up and lay down with us and leave the baby with us and go on about their business? And now we got to file for child support. That's how it's looking.
It does.
Yeah,
I
mean,
kind of.
Thank you for that, comedian Damon
Yeah,
Davis.
I'm gonna say something. I'm a comedian. I don't care. Listen, you'll sketch your hip, Miss
All right.
lowercase b body behind you to get up and stand up. We voted for you, man. For real, straight up.
Sir.
I don't care.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that.
Damien Davis put a stamp on it. I don't throw the rock and hide my
this
head.
comedian Damon
Davis.
Davis.
So y'all hear that? Anybody listening today, your council people that's in there, man, say something, man. We stay here, man. Stop trying to get the money and get your new wigs and put your new cars out there and smile in our face and do all that craziness, man. Get behind your city, man.
Yep.
Straight up.
Thank you for that. And I definitely want to extend a healthy invite to whether it's the Hines Rage Group, the mayor, Ken Welsh, the administration. If y'all want to come on and talk about the deal to better explain it to the community, y'all are welcome. This is 99 Gems Care Festival Radio. You're talking to the new morning show, the Bay Breakfast Club.
Not the new morning show.
But I'm gonna because we only got 3 minutes and this is a lot. So if y'all got any questions, write your questions down. We're talking about the new development deal for the Tropicana Field site, which is known as the historical gas plant redevelopment.
Mm-hmm.
There was a huge meeting by City Council called the COW, the Committee of the Whole, yesterday, and we've came to the conclusion through watching the videos that there has been different presentations and contractual obligations. So I see how some community members are insisting that other community members haven't read the deal because the deal hasn't been readily available.
And then what you can see is why some community members would sign off and agree with the deal.
And then some people be like, oh, what do you sign to?
Right.
Because what you signed to or what the presentation was a lofty goals and dream session. Right. Here's what we want to do. Here's the pretty drawings. And then the contract says this is what we are obligated to do.
So here we go. There's a difference. What we want to do and what we're obligated to do. What we want to do is probably why everybody who's saying, hey, let's sign off on it. Let's go ahead. Like, I support this deal, because you're hearing what they want to do. But now
the obligation
is this is
I only got to do this.
I only got to do this. And usually when you're in contracts, you do only what you're obligated to do typically. Not always, but typically.
If you got any questions.
Listen, stay tuned, tag a friend, tell a friend. We got a packed full hour.
Yes.
I don't know if we're going to be talking about the gas plant district the whole time, but it's a possibility. Let's see what the people want to talk about.
Call in, let us know.
Freestyle Friday.
Yeah, and I ain't got nothing better to talk about. I'm going to tell you. If you're looking for something, we'll go back over the headlines. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Well, there you go. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back 7 minutes after.
7 minutes after I was stick and stay.
Tag a friend, tell a friend, and we're out.
Hello, I'm Gabe Ortiz, and this is WEDU Arts Plus. Based out of St. Pete, the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is a morning radio show about hip-hop life and urban culture. Meet the hosts who inform and empower their listeners.
Edmund. I go by Mr. Edmund. My role, I'm a host and I'm co-founder.
My name is Brother John Muhammad, Your Brother John, YourBrotherJohn.com. And my role on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is host or co-host.
I just go by Kiana. Sometimes you may hear the guys call me Q. I may say Q just depending on my personality that day. And I'm the female of the crew. I think I keep balance when you look at the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. So that's my role.
And I'm Bruce Moore Jr. A lot of people do know Bruce Moore Jr., obviously being born and raised here and going to school here, but there's many more people that know Reno.
St. Pete is small, and so the good things and bad things that come with a small city, you know, everybody knowing each other, of course, will be one of the pluses.
My neighbors were not only just my neighbors, they became my family.
Trying to put that back now, like really getting back to a place where we know our neighbors and we look out for each other. It was a St. Pete that existed, you know, south of Central, and then there was another St. Pete that existed north of Central and downtown. It was a struggle then, and I think it's still, you know, somewhat a struggle for black people in the city of St. Pete.
Even with every step of progress we make, it's still a struggle to, implement that progress.
Did y'all hear about the weed college, the first cannabis college
in Orlando?
Talk to us, Soprano.
No, yeah, I've been looking at it.
This is serious, y'all.
Over a year ago.
If you got the charges, go and get the degrees, King. You got years of experience, man. It ain't like you come into a classroom with no data.
Elon Musk said that a drug dealer knows how to manage and run a business better.
I can't believe that.
The real facts, man.
I'm all about education. But what I'm saying is that we carry this industry on our backs.
The way we started the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, Jabbar approached me about what could we do, how can we do something together, and then an opportunity to promote Amendment 4. Amendment 4 is the, voting rights restoration to returning citizens. We were able to negotiate a deal where we got like 30 minutes on the radio at 99 Jams to talk about, Amendment 4 and other local, policies.
Hello, I'm Gabe Ortiz, and this is WEDU Arts Plus. Based out of St. Pete, the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is a morning radio show about hip-hop life and urban culture. Meet the hosts who inform and empower their listeners.
To returning citizens. We were able to negotiate a deal where we got like 30 minutes on the radio at 99 Jams to talk about, Amendment 4 and other local, policies and politics. Enjoyed it, so we started doing it on Sundays as like a podcast with, at the time, Janet Michelle. She was our co-host, and she, filled that role until she moved. And then we had Carla Bristol, Carla B. She came in for a season. And then Reno was behind the scenes. He was always present because we did organizing together, so he'd come and hang out. And then the things that he was saying off camera was like, man, we might as well just have you on the show.
The negative thoughts that you is thinking about right now, or any particular subject, y'all, just flip it.
Turn problems into opportunities.
Problems are opportunities, man. Big shouts out to South Soprano, man.
Real deal, man.
We on the jump board together right now. Just being around people and clearly always talking, I just felt like at least learn something, so as you see that you're not going to shut up, you can have substance to your conversation and not just be labeled somebody who just love to talk.
Really being informative, looking to give the information that isn't readily available in our community.
Multiple meteorologists can look at the same data and come up with a different forecast.
And so now you take those models, take that data and say, okay, based upon all of that,
absolutely,
you might be in between here and there, and that's my know what I'm saying speech. Most recently, after Carla B, transitioned out and went to do other things as well, Kiana, we invited Kiana.
I've been working with the guys for a while outside of this, and they called me to interview. And when I came in to interview that Sunday, after the show, they was like, hey, you need to be a part of the show. And I was like, okay.
I look at it almost like a band and the instruments, but it's just the instrument that we're using is our voices.
My voice is already kind of squeaky. I know my voice can get squeakier.
You have to have your radio voice on and have that vocal control.
I talk lower when I need to calm it down. And when I'm very passionate about it, I slow it down. And because I want you to understand what I'm saying. What's good for the geese is good for the gander. So if you keep it secrets, just know that she can too.
Okay, and see that's why Kiana, that's why you need it on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. You feel? So you gonna even things out. You know what I'm saying? I was just joking. You know what I'm saying? It was joking.
We just understand power, you know, and in terms of people's attention, you know, because it costs. People's attention costs. That's why it's called pay attention.
We want to present local information right up there with, the trending topics.
One thing that's a common denominator with all of us is that we're all passionate about our people.
For me, what you take from me is that I'm real and I'm passionate about the growth of our people.
The overall goal, I would say, is to have a more informed community. Around electoral politics, around health, around equity.
It's about the mission of connecting the dots and closing the gaps, inspiring people to see what's possible, and trying to be an example. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing sometimes, but you do the best.
As part of an ethnic cleansing campaign against the Masalit people and other non-Arab.
Just like that, we are back.
We are back.
We are back. We are back. So if you don't know who you're talking to or listening to, you are listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmond.
And we are brought to you by the New Image Project, better known as
See that.
Because we are redefining
what's cool.
Because smart
is the new gangster.
Baby.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. No.
Yes. And we're talking about headline news. In the rap battle beef that's been going on all over the internet. Kendrick Lamar has been crowned as the winner.
That's not what we talking about.
Oh.
That's not what we talking about.
That what?
No. And who crowned him as the winner?
They did.
Who did?
Them.
Who?
They.
Who is they?
Them.
Who is them?
They, the ones watching.
I don't know.
You know about the mysterious they and them?
I mean, Kendrick
if you think Kendrick Lamar won, put a 1 in the chat. If you think that Drake won, put a 2. If you think this is an endless dead end beef, put a 4 in the chat. If you're watching, give us a call. Who you think won in the rap beef battle? No, we were talking about the Tropicana Rays deal, but we're gonna go to the top of the news, and then we'll continue the conversation about the redevelopment deal known as the historic gas plant redevelopment. So in other news, President Joe Biden
we're not talking about that again. No, in other news, we're not
what you got? What news you got?
So first of all, we were at a good hot topic, right? Okay. But we can talk about the Kendrick Lamar and the Drake.
We ain't talking about that.
No, you can't.
They are not like us. We're not talking about that.
But then why you bring it up?
Well, because I wanted to talk about something because it's freestyle. I thought I'd get the freestyle. But since I can't freestyle, go ahead. What we were talking about.
No. You freestyle.
Go ahead, talk about it.
So here we go. Stop hitting the thing. If you have on your headset, you would know how that sound to the people that is listening. This is radio etiquette at its finest. This is why they ask you to put on your headset.
Y'all can see my face right now.
They can. Most of them can. But okay, we can start.
No, go ahead.
No. So you want to talk about the Kendrick and Drake? I stopped listening.
I heard you on the plug report.
Yeah, I really stopped.
That was last night, right?
That was Wednesday.
Wednesday. See, boy, these days are just smushing and crushing into one big day. Big shouts out to plug report. That is the new podcast on Facebook and YouTube.
Not Facebook, we're off of Facebook.
Aura Productions is behind that as well.
Yeah.
Jam on the cam. Jam behind the cam. Jam on the cam. No, she ain't on the cam. I ain't on the cam. I'm behind it. Yes, so tune in.
But what we are doing here at the
What are
Tampa
we
Bay
doing?
Breakfast Club is every podcaster, every other radio show, we are inviting y'all on if you want to.
Are
be
you
on
serious?
Yes, I am very serious. It's about collaboration.
We ain't in competition with them.
Nah.
We gonna invite them on.
Yes.
They get to come on the radio and talk about their podcast.
Yes.
On our podcast.
Yes.
Oh my
on
God.
our radio show.
This is revolutionary.
Let me tell you, we are all about collaboration, not competition.
Revolutionary. Scary.
Because everybody brings something different to the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah, seriously.
And then honestly, if you watch me on the
Plug
Tampa
Report
Bay Breakfast Club
and the Plug Report and all the other podcasts you on,
you get a little bit different. Like I'm a little
Woman Talk podcast,
you know,
Business Talk podcast. You can see Kiana every podcast everywhere. This is the podcast queen of the Tampa Bay area.
It's so funny.
Kiana Hursley.
So you know what I am excited about? I'm excited about. I'm not with you.
Like that. But no, it's unfazed and unbothered.
I'm excited about First Friday, and I know
yes, it's such an event.
He say, she say, it's coming.
Are
back.
you serious?
Oh, it's June. We're coming back swinging. Let's go.
He say, she. If y'all don't know, he say, she say is a event that happens at Urban Drinkery, hosted by yours truly, Q. And they talk about relationship advice. They talk about healthy community relationships.
Anything under the blue moon.
Anything that's on your mind, because they pass the mic and you become a part of the whole show. It's a nice format. I truly like it. Yeah, you have the overnight kits where you know they have HIV tests.
Midnight. Did you call them midnight?
the freak bag. I don't know what to call it.
It's the overnight bag. But you want me to tell
you got protective eyewear.
But you know what I like about us? You know what I like about us? We're so creative. We don't even care if we mess up something. Like what? In Child's Park, I just say, smell it, tell it.
That is not the name. You smell something, say something campaign. Smell it, tell it.
And we said proud too. We be so proud. We said with our chest.
Telling you
smell
what.
it, tell it.
What you call the little bags? The hit it and quit it kit.
It is not the hit it and quit it. But you want me to tell you these little nice little sayings? It's so funny. I might like, hey, you hit it and quit it. But no, we do give out overnight bags.
Yes, you do.
Because we're redefining what's cool, like
Most
we always say. And what's in those overnight bags? We have lip balm in there, condoms, HIV tests. This is 100% free to you. You find out your results within 15 to 20 minutes of you taking it in the privacy of your own home whenever you want to take it. If you register your results, and everything is still anonymous, but register your results, you do get a $10 either Wawa's gift card or Walmart. And it goes virtually, so it's emailed out to you. Sometimes we have them on hand, so if you decide to take the test right then and put your results in, we can hand you your $10 right then and there.
Yes, big shouts out to the Bird Cares, the whole He Say She Say team, because y'all doing it. This event, y'all been doing it for about 2 years, ain't it? A year and a half.
So yes, actually, the anniversary for He Say She Say will be October. We'll make 2 years.
I know, yeah, that's good.
2 years.
Come on, man. Come on,
2
years.
Man.
And community conversations is something that we need, and something that's so important. And I like, it's like a group therapy session.
It really is. And what I find is all ages enjoy this.
Yeah, I done been there. I done seen
all
it.
Ages,
yeah.
And it don't matter what your relationship status is, because sometimes we have a whole bunch of married couples.
Yep, and then singles.
And then we have a lot of singles. Sometimes it's a whole bunch of men.
And then the women cry. Yeah, it's different.
You just never know what you're gonna get. But when you get there, I see people, they be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna say anything,"
and then they won't let go of the mic.
And then something happens, and then they on fire.
Give me the microphone. We got to take the mic from them. Yeah. So listen, I ain't gonna lie. It reminds me of like a game show kind of. It's like a group thing. I don't know what.
I can't see what they say.
Yes, honey packs coming soon in the bag.
Stop lying to the
Okay,
people.
I ain't gonna lie. Okay, and
This is what we put the honey packs when you buy them and throw them in there.
oh, thank you. Okay, in other news, we will be having a home counseling services meeting. 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. this Saturday. If you or someone you know is a homeowner and looking to take advantage of this free home consulting class, please give me a call at 727-320-6264. That's 727-320-6264. And we have a Zoom option so you can watch from home. Yes.
Do they still get the $50?
They still get a free $50 gift card. You heard me right. That's a $50 gift card to every homeowner that attends the Homeowners Counseling Services Zoom call this tomorrow, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12. Tomorrow, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12. If you would like a free $50 gift card and you're a homeowner, give me a call at 727-320-6264. That's 727-320-6264.
If you ain't got it by now, please press replay. Rewind it back, grab that number, and if for some reason you can't hear what he's saying, inbox him.
Yes, you can inbox me at the one and only Mr. Edmond on Facebook. No. Okay.
So back to
it.
So we took a small breather. Before we took our break, we were talking about the Raise Hines deal, the gas plant district deal. That's
you smell something? No, it ain't smell something. That's a different gas plant. That's the gas plant in Child's Park.
Yeah.
Why are the gas plants in the black community? Have anybody ever asked that? Why is all the gas plants in St. Pete in the historical gas plant was a historical black community, right? Mm-hmm. And now we have a gas plant in Child's Park that we're trying to.
One by but wasn't there one by Gandy?
That was a black community out there?
No.
I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
There you answer. Was it a black community? No, then it was not there. They put it somewhere else. But no, okay, the redevelopment agreement came up to a committee of the whole in the city of St. Petersburg yesterday on the redevelopment deal. And a lot of the facts came out about the redevelopment, the misconceptions from the presentation and the actual development agreement.
So let's talk about it, because now we can see, like, in the presentation, when you're looking for equality, right?
Yeah, it's there.
It's there, and
it's called intentional equity in the presentation.
And a part of this, the NAACP and the Urban League is supposed to be hiring, right? And over this portion of it.
So what
in the presentation?
What the Rays said yesterday was that the NAACP, the Urban League, and other nonprofits have been selected to work with on the work readiness and the different programs that are tied to the redevelopment. So if I'm not mistaken, one of the city council members asked Gina Driscoll, was it in the development agreement? And that's one of the things that wasn't in the agreement, but it was on the presentation.
So again, even though they would love to do this,
but we don't hold us to it.
Don't hold us to it.
Don't hold me to it, because if I put it in the development agreement,
I have to do it.
I can be held to it. But in this agreement, there is no outpoints or not enough significant outpoints. So let me really say it clearly. One of the council members were asking what are the outpoints for the city to reclaim the property if a default happens. And one of the council members said, I don't want it to not work. So we're not going to put the provisions in there. I'm not going to ask for the provision for us to take it back to be in there. If they mess up, just let them try it again. If they mess up, give them another try. I wish I could get a deal like this. I really wish that the citizens of St. Pete, the business owners, the small business owners could get a favorable deal like this from the city. The city really takes us through a lot to get deals and contracts with them. We must show money. We must show financials. These big corporations, particularly the Hines Rays organization, they're not showing their financials. We don't know who we're end deal is going to be with, because they can assign the contract to anybody. So at this point, once the city of St. Pete makes this deal with the Heinz Reyes Group, they have no control of the development site any longer, and they can do deals with Adolf Hitler if they wanted to.
Right.
Adolf Hitler is dead, and I'm not saying the Reyes is going to do deals with Hitler.
This is what
I'm not trying to be anti-Semitic. I'm just saying, for instance, if he had a trust fund and his children wanted to invest in this, particularly, they could buy some of this land and build in South St. Pete.
There's nothing that anybody in South St. Pete can say
So
about
far,
it.
this is how the development deal looking. And if I'm wrong, somebody call in 727-637-2416. I invite anybody to clarify anything that I'm saying that might be wrong or a misinterpretation, because this is my interpretation.
Right.
I went to Pinellas County School, so blame it on the Pinellas County School Board.
No. We're not gonna blame it on the Pinellas County School Board. We're gonna blame it on is that, like, and when you're communicating, a lot of times, sometimes it doesn't come out the way that you want it to.
No, I said everything I wanted to say just then.
No, I know you
That's
did,
how I
but
wanted
what
to say
I'm
it.
saying is, so if you're hearing something that we're saying that you don't agree with, clarify
Well, I'm glad
it for
you said
us.
that, because it's a big hoopla going on in the community right now about what's in the deal, what's not in the deal. Yesterday, the truth came out. There are two different interpretations, because it is a presentation and then there's a development agreement. Some people are looking and reading from the development agreement, and others are reading from the presentation. So,
and the presentation is Disney World.
yes, it's very lofty and goals driven. It's what they ambitiously want to see.
But that's not what they have to do.
That's not what the commitment they're trying to make legally with the city of St. Petersburg. The legal.
And so what it's saying is, no, trust me, I got your best
Yes,
interest.
good faith. It's good faith. It's written all through the contract.
But only on the Reyes and Heinz portion.
Yes, that's the only good faith.
This is the only good faith. They do not give the city of St. Pete and the citizens over here that same good faith, because what they have in this deal is defined everything that on our side that we are obligated to do for them, but on their end it's like, hey, this is what we want to do. Trust that we're gonna get.
I might do it. I'm good.
Right.
And what people got to understand, this is a for-profit company. Capitalism is in effect. The Reyes Heinz staff, consultants, and paid employees have a fiduciary responsibility to the Reyes Heinz and not to the city of St. Petersburg. And trust is one thing, but like Ronald Reagan said, trust but verify. I heard Ed Montanari, council member Ed Montanari, say that yesterday, and I could not help but unite with the words trust but verify. Heinz Reyes, I trust you, but please verify every statement that you're saying to our community. And if the presentation doesn't match,
Wait, Paul. So is it really trust? Because you like, I trust you, but if they give a presentation,
okay, I don't trust them. Hey, Metro Boomin, I'm gonna make a beef track. I'm going to take BBL Drizzy and I'm going to make a beef track against the Heinz Reyes Group. Maybe this will get the community involved. If I make a diss track, I'm going to make a diss track. BBL Heinz Reyes. The BBL Heinz Reyes. I'm finna chop, call right now, because I'm finna do this track. I'm coming, Shorty T. I'm coming to the studio. We're gonna make a beef track. I got beef with the Heinz Reyes development deal.
No. And so here we go. We're gonna say we have a problem with the deal, not the people.
We don't trust you. I got the album. We don't trust you 2 and 3. We don't trust you, and it is what it is. I cannot trust you. When I walk in the store, your wife might grab her purse. You might grab your wallet. Think I'm gonna reach in your pocket and take your wallet. You don't trust me. It's all right. I don't trust you either.
Actually, they don't even bring their purse or wallet with them when they come
around. No, actually, they don't even come to the same place.
No, because again, they don't have to cut no checks at the beginning.
So they don't bring their wallet. They ain't gotta
bring it. They ain't gotta pay nothing. So why they bringing their purse and wallet? And then, as a matter of fact, we're paying for it all. So really, they robbing us.
No, and the thing is, we're paying for it all, and then in the agreement is as if they're giving things to us. It is misdirection. That's why I came out publicly. A lot of people don't know I have never publicly stated how I feel about this, whether I'm for or against it. I've said how I feel about it.
Right.
I've talked about elements of it, but I've never said whether I'm for it or against it. Right. Yesterday, after yesterday's presentation or halfway through yesterday's marathon meeting, I felt it necessary to come out publicly and say I'm not for this deal, because there's a lot of black leaders and institutions that's coming out for it, and they have their reasons, whether they have communicated it effectively to the community or not. They have their reasons for accepting these deals and saying they with it. I'm got my reasons that I'm not for it, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not for
And
it.
I'm gonna tell you, because you are for it or not, right? Again, that don't make me look at you. It's the issue that I'm attacking.
So I'm not saying
because the thing is,
I do got to side eye some stuff, and I'm going because I get side eye. So I can side eye if you agreeing to a presentation and not reading the development agreement because it only came out a week ago, and you made your recommendation a month ago. You see what I'm saying? That's God bless you and your group. You know, if that's how y'all living, God bless y'all. If I was a part of the group, I have a lot to say. And if you're a part of the group and you feel they did the right thing, pat them on the back. If they didn't do the right thing, bring it up in their meeting.
Right.
Say something about it, because that's why.
You're right.
That's why I said I had to say that I'm not for it, because I'm not going to leave it ambiguous. I've got to let my community know, hey, as I looked at this deal, I would not sign it for my family. I would not sign it for my future. I would not suggest my council member sign it. I would suggest my mayor not sign it. I would suggest them renegotiate the deal, that we get profit sharing into perpetuity. I'm talking about, if you don't know what it is, look it up. Profit sharing until it's over, perpetuity. I'm talking about till it's over. Recurring payments, not no one-time 50 million payment when the last development agreement said 250 million up front.
Right.
Not 50 million over 30 years. So you took a deal where the developer said they would give us $250 million up front for a deal where the developer says we'll give you 50 million over 30 years.
And we can't give away our leverage. We should not be selling the land.
We should not give away our leverage.
We should not give away our leverage.
Or at least have a referendum and let the people of St. Petersburg and Pinellas County not separate the deal and say, oh, because it's a separate deal, we don't gotta do a referendum, or we were voted in. This is the biggest deal in the Pinellas County, St. Petersburg history. There needs to be a referendum. And if the people say they want to give away the land to the Hines Rays, then give it to them. Right. Because it's the people that should decide. We're the people that's going to pay for it. If the people say, no, we cannot give away our land, they must give us profit sharing, they must split it. We must have a way to recoup our revenue. We must have a way to recoup our dollars spent. If the people say that, then we got to do it.
And I'll tell you this.
Not 9 people or 12 people in their little groups in these little meetings that, hey, I'm glad I came out to show y'all what we came up with. That ain't working, man.
I promise you something. Remember, it's the people who vote you in. I don't care.
Oh, people vote them in?
No, this is the people.
And it's an election year, ain't it? It's election year next year, too. Boy, I know we're going to see. Right. I know we is. Really, I know we're going to see.
And look at the history of it, is that when deals like this go in, people don't get reelected.
Here in St. Pete and abroad.
And this ain't nothing we.
But I don't think they worried about being reelected, because they'll get a comfy contract position with the Rays Hines. They're already being promised contracts and agreements. We already saying we willing to work with you as a nonprofit and an organization. How you doing? Come over here. I can't put it into the DA. I can't put it into the agreement, but I can talk to you, and I promise you, trust me, look me in the eyes.
Why you got your glasses on? Why you got your glasses on? Okay, hey.
Oh, this is
Caller, introduce yourself.
It's just me. It's just you, but nobody's
saying. What's up, you?
Hey, let me tell y'all something, man. Now, I did pay attention to a lot of things that's going on, and I hear y'all saying, like, these people, a lot of these people that in these seasons, some of them is not concerned about getting reelected. They concerned about whatever concessions or goodies they got on the back end of this and that. They not concerned about getting reelected.
Yeah, these are not high-paid positions. These $50,000 jobs.
What the best interest of the citizens is. Some of them concerned with what they consider to be the best interest for themselves. This deal right here is a terrible deal. I always say this: if it was a good deal, they'll take it to anybody. In any city will hop on it. It's a bad deal, and these are the only dummies we can find to get to go with it. That's why you don't want to leave.
Whoa! So
you don't want to leave because the people right here are easy to be manipulated. taken advantage of.
So-
Why would you leave a deal that's in your best interest?
So, I want to ask you a question because I know you've been involved. I know you've been watching and listening. Did you learn anything from yesterday? And if you did, what did you learn from yesterday's meeting?
I definitely learned that legally the contract is in the Rays' favor. If we agree to it, we don't have no concessions or no rights to do nothing. I think that the councilwoman, she made that clear. She was just like, so we ain't got no way to back out of this. And he was like, no, you can't. So we ain't got this. No, we don't. Y'all don't.
And my thing was,
he did the same thing. He kept asking questions. Oh, so y'all can pick and choose which areas y'all want to buy. Y'all can buy the premium lots and leave the trash lots and never develop them. He said, yeah, we can do that.
And one of the things that I didn't hear is when talking about how business works. No one talked about that when you're talking about business in a board structure, that the board and the president has a fiduciary responsibility to maintain profits for their board members and their and their shareholders. So if it makes sense for them to not build affordable housing and pay the $50,000, the $50,000
too low,
the $50,000 for every affordable housing that they don't build, they're going to pay the $50,000 because my board determines that I got to make a profit.
And then the $50,000, you can't even buy nothing in Pinellas
For
County
$50,000
that you can move in, get qualified.
It's really it's a sweetheart deal. It's a sweetheart deal. It's a sweetheart deal for the Raise Hines organization, and it is a huge tax burden on taxpayers. Each resident,
it's a major tax burden.
It's a huge tax burden,
and they getting all of the tax. They getting all of the tax credit.
No new forms of revenue.
They getting all of that. They not sharing that. They getting all that back, and then we losing the only asset that we got. And then y'all taking basically the money. It's just all yours.
Yeah, I think
losing the asset, you losing everything. So it's just a really bad deal. And I just don't think that the council members, everybody sitting there, if y'all don't have enough sense to negotiate a better deal than this, you shouldn't have been in office. Never. If you can't look at this and say, hey, we giving away too much and they getting everything for nothing. If you can't look, if you don't got enough sense to see that, you should have never been in office to make the decision in the first place.
Wow, powerful.
Any citizens that hear this, you need to write your council member if you don't agree or you do agree and tell them where you stand and why.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely going not just the ones in your district. Write them all.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want to give a big shout out to I forget the lady, but Mr. Floyd, because I could tell he actually read it.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Richard Floyd and Lisette Hanowitz.
Yeah, she actually read it. She's like, "Oh no, this ain't making no sense." And pardon me for taking too much time. But this ain't right.
And this was, I ain't gonna lie. I think at the beginning of these meetings, they need to say thank you to everybody for their work and not waste the time of because each person got 5 minutes to talk as a council member.
Mm-hmm.
And they all right, thanks. And they literally take a minute, 2 minutes saying thank you for the work you're doing. And I'm like, how are we gonna have a robust debate if we giving 2 minutes to platitudes and thank y'all so much? No, say that at the beginning. One time, let one person say thank y'all, everybody, for what y'all did and your contribution to this agreement. And every conversation needs to be about the agreement, not how hard y'all worked on it. This ain't no award ceremony.
And then honestly, did you really work on it that hard?
Hey, I'm not saying
I
it.
know this is just a question. Did you really work on it that hard?
Did you?
Because if you worked on it really hard, then
we have a better deal.
We would have a better deal. You worked really. It sounded like it was really thought out in the presentation because they wanted to sell it to us. So
exactly.
It's smoke and mirrors. So the presentation, you took your time because you knew what the people needed.
You knew what we wanted, and you put what we wanted in the presentation, right. But it didn't show up in the development agreement.
And so it was a smoke and mirror.
And that's the reason I came out and said I'm against it. That is the reason I came out and said I was against it vocally and verbally, because I seen the smoke and mirrors. It's disingenuous. It's not good faith. And if the deal can't be built and structured on good faith, and I'm not saying good faith in the contract, I'm talking about good faith when we enter into it to say we're going to work together. So that means you're going to work in good faith to not cheat me, and I'm going to work in good faith not to cheat you. But then in my agreement, it's going to be stipulations that holds you to that good faith, not just it's a good faith agreement that he'll do what's best. I'm not going to put that in my contract language.
The thing is, they don't trust us.
I wouldn't trust us either.
No, I'm just saying.
Listen, the Rays Hines are not wrong. They are not wrong not trusting the city of St. Pete. The city of St. Pete has a clear track record, and they need the agreement in writing. As so, the St. Pete needs the agreement in writing with the Hines Rays because their track record is the same.
And that's when you're doing
business is business.
There you go. When you're doing business, this is why you have contracts. So it's clear defined. Because other than that, we could just shake hands. If we could just shake hands. No, I mean, other than that, right? It's a handshake. Hey, I said I'm gonna do this. You gonna
come on. Hey, spit. Hey, we spit swap. Hey, and then don't worry about it. But the reality is, I do have a lot of respect for the Rays Hines team, their development team, their consultants, the way they picked their consultants, the way they went out and assembled the leaderships of the Chamber of Commerce, the NAACP, all these groups all together. It is historic, right? This is big, but it's not historic for the reason it's historic. It's historic because this is a land grab where we're giving away a historic amount of land in a downtown corridor. We're in a booming downtown corridor.
The Rays and Hines are not wrong for trying to get everything.
Get it how you live.
This is what happens in business.
And
if I can get everything that I want and more, I'm supposed to do that.
That is capitalism.
This is capitalism.
You're
so right.
It's capitalism.
And so they're not wrong. So I'm not even upset with them for putting. They're supposed to ask for everything.
They're supposed to, and our representatives.
It's supposed to come back and
the people who have a fiduciary responsibility to the people of the city of St. Pete is the city council. And that's the people the city council, the mayor, and the administration and staff. That's the people who have a fiduciary responsibility to the city of St. Petersburg and its residents, not the Hines Rays. And never can they sign over their fiduciary responsibility to the Hines Rays organization. They can't subtract it. They can't, how can you call it? Substitute. The Hines Rays cannot be a substitute for the city of St. Pete. So this contract should not be signed or written the way it is, because under the way it's written, the Hines Rays become a substitute for the city of St. Pete. St. Pete gives them the money and they decide how to spend it. They're taking our tax dollars.
They give them the money and the land.
And
we're giving them the money
and the land.
We're paying them to take our land.
Yes, and then they take the city's money. They take the tax dollars and then decide how they want to spend it amongst themselves.
And once we give them the money, they just gonna give us back a portion.
A portion, not even all of it, because now their fiduciary responsibility kicks in, and their board has to realize a profit. Hines Rays board must realize a profit, or they could lose their jobs. They can get fired if they don't make a profit off this. As so, our representative should get fired if we don't make a profit. That's why we can't go in here and not make a profit, y'all. We have to go in here with ways to get revenue back for the dollars we spend. If we're going to spend $600, $800 million with no clear path to recoup our revenue,
this is a bad investment.
We have to pay for it individually, each one of us. And I, as an individual, I do not want to pay for this lush playground that the Hines Rays is trying to build for the billionaire class.
Invest in stuff.
Yes, I always do. Yes, I'm a serious investor.
Right, and the first thing is, what's my return?
That's ROI, return on investment.
Right.
What's the ROI?
And when?
How long?
When do you think I can get my money back?
You sound like a mob deal. What you got going on? And know what? And we're not asking for our money back. And look, we giving them the money, and the question that we not asking is when we get our money back. And if we wanted our money back and we don't want to get it from our partner, what we'll say is, look, partner, in good faith, I think you're going to do the best, and I think you're going to make this a successful endeavor. So what I'll do is take a profit off of what you make profit, and we'll share the profits. That's what profit sharing is. And so if the Rays Hines say we're going to sell to Canada, Montreal, somewhere, and guess what? The city of St. Pete will still make a profit off of that sale. Mm-hmm. That's how we supposed to do it. If we're gonna sign the contract, if I sell it to you for $1 million and you sell it for $100 million, we split that $99 million profit. But as the agreement is written today, if City of St. Pete sells a parcel of land for $1 million to the Heinz Rays can sell it for $1 billion and not share one penny of the profit with the City of St. Petersburg.
Real estate is going up,
and never do they have to pay it up front.
No,
it doesn't have to be paid up front. Once we assign the contract, which is when the council votes on this, the next time they vote, that's why y'all gotta be there. That's why you gotta write your council member, because if they vote for this, they get no money up front. And then the day that contract's signed, the Rays can assign contracts to anybody they want. If they wanted to assign a contract to Adolf Hitler. Did I say Adolf Hitler last time?
Just stop.
I can't say Hitler?
You can, but
I say Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Don't say Malcolm X.
You can say whoever you
want. Well, if they wanted to assign the Tropicana Stadium land, to Kermit the Frog and the rest of the Jim Henson Muffet babies, there's nothing in the city. And I don't like Big Bird. I don't like the yellow Big Bird. I think they tried to, but anyway.
The Muffets and Big Bird ain't the same. You know what?
Well, all right. It ain't the same. It's just like the contract in the presentation that the Rays had yesterday. It's not the same. It's not the same. Hey, but no, all jokes aside, y'all. This is a horrible deal. Write your city council member, write the mayor. It's not a done deal. When you see the Rays sign say we're here to stay, and they invest in all this money to do the promotions and share stuff on Facebook, that's in there. That's in the presentation. They say they're gonna spend $700,000. You know what I'm saying? So that the NAACP and the different groups can host meetings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's good, ain't it? If the city wanted to host $700,000 meetings, they can pay for it. They don't have to give our property to the Rays Hines for us to have $700,000 meetings.
This deal is so good for them. So the CRA,
community redevelopment area.
You have to do more for the CRA to get
money than they have to do for the Tropicana site.
Right.
Oh my God. There's more stipulations on CRA dollars for the citizens of South St. Pete than it is on the Rays Hines agreement.
Hey, Carla, introduce yourself and we'll get back to that.
It's just me again. But one quick thing, since you mentioned taxes, Jabbar. Mm-hmm. Now, all the citizens should understand that if taxes go up or you paying more taxes, what happened then is rent go up. Ooh. Because the person that owned the property
got to pay more
taxes, so they got to charge more rent.
Yeah.
Hey, people can't afford the rent.
And now also the Rays ain't paying no taxes. I heard this. The lady say, "Why is the city paying y'all? Why are we paying taxes for y'all if y'all gonna buy it? Why are we paying y'all taxes?" They went to the legal department and say, "Hey, do we pay people taxes? I mean, we got City Hall. We don't pay." They say in some instances, yeah, we do. So now only y'all both. That's how bad this deal is. So they're not gonna pay no taxes. We gonna pay.
Yes, they that's how the deal is structured. The deal is structured.
You know what? So you know what this is.
Yeah, the deal is structured. So
Hines are the gold diggers, and they are winning.
You say the gold diggers?
They are winning.
Gold diggers?
They are the trophy wives or whatever you want to call them. When all you do is sit there and be pretty.
Forget the wives of the housewives of Atlanta. The housewives of St. Pete.
And then one other thing is that
starring the Tampa Bay Rays.
I would encourage that. You know, why don't we look for any other options? If the Rays want to be here, another team want to be here. The White Sox are looking for a place. The Oakland A's looking for a place.
But what I'll say this, and the reason people have allegiances to their sports teams. So I won't say go look for another team. What I would say is look to strike a better deal with your team. Right. It's not either or. It's not, hey, we're gonna leave, we're gonna take our body.
Listen what I'm saying. If you know what others gonna offer, then you know how to say, well, they already offering that. Now you gotta make
that's leverage. That's leverage. We gave up the leverage when we gave up the leverage when we gave them the deal.
If you don't know what a good deal look like, you're gonna take the deal because you think it's a good deal.
What you talking about? The staff? You talking about the city staff? Who you talking about?
If you never had a real designer handbag, You don't know that the knockoff in your hand is a knockoff because you never had a real designer bag in the first place. You ain't never had one for real before. If you don't know what a Maybach is, you will say it's a Maybach because you never bought a Maybach before to know that it's pronounced Maybach from William Maybach. Because you ain't never bought that for real. Somebody else bought it.
Hey man, look, Yubi, thank you so much because the facts is the facts. If you never bought a Maybach or Mubach, you don't know what a Mubach is.
And this is the thing. What we're talking about is exactly what they talked about yesterday.
What, buying a Maybach?
No,
they should have talked about buying a Maybach. All this money finna get these people. Listen. It's more complicated and more labor intensive to get a permit on the South Side. If you say you want to open up a nightclub, say on the Deuces, say I want to open up a nightclub on the Deuces and I want to get me a permit. You know they'll take you through more to get that permit than they're taking the Raise Hines through to get.
Not even. Let's say not even
86 acres.
Let's forget
2600 million plus.
You don't even have to even go for a bar. Just to get money from the city. I can't even get a trust loan from the city and say, trust me.
Nope. We can't even get a land trust agreement with the city of St. Pete. And they number one thing is good faith. In good faith, we would do the minimum. But listen, we're going to do more than the minimum. I'm here to say we're going to do more than the minimum, but I can't put it on the contract, and the mayor and the staff ain't gonna ask me to put it on the contract. So who are you, citizen? Who are you to even say something? Who are you, Jabbar?
This is
I am a citizen, and I think I'm somebody, and I get to say it. We got a platform to stand on. I'm not for the deal, because a lot of people saying that the black people are for the deal, and this is a deal for the black people in the community.
It's not.
I told him I was online, and I told a white guy, I said it's odd because I feel it's for the white people. So now the white people feel it's for the black people, but the black people feel it's for the white people. Then who is it for? It's for the billionaires.
It's for the Raising Hines. It's not.
It ain't for neither one of you turkeys.
Right. It's not a good deal for the community.
It's not.
When you're looking at
the community's name is not on the contract.
And when you
community would not get a check.
It's so simple. I'm gonna go back to this again. We know these CRA dollars. I can't.
Community redevelopment, CRA.
I can't even speak right now.
We know the community redevelopment dollars are not going to where they supposed to.
No, but I'm not. Oh my lord.
Why my bad?
Somebody said shit.
Shit.
They did your face, and we did not cut.
Shit. Hey,
but what I'm saying, it's still. I seen the stuff that people are required to put in.
Yes, for the CRA. Do we have those requirements in the Raise Hines deal?
No.
That's sad.
You know, like there's loops, and it's people who start their new businesses and they make them have their portfolio as if they have been in business for umpteen years.
You know what? The Raise Hines need to go to the greenhouse. Tracy from the greenhouse. Call the Raise Hines. Call Andrick Fraser of the Raise and set up a meeting. They need to come in and go through y'all mini grant seminar so they can rewrite the deal. I'm just referring them to resources that we have in the community.
No, they don't have to go that way. They don't have to do that because they gave us the Cliff Notes.
Hey. They ain't gotta go in there.
Matter of fact, they don't have to stand in line. They paid the extra money to do the cut.
The cut line. But seriously, the dollars that are going to be spent on the $600 million that could be spent on education, it could be spent on the infrastructure. The city of St. Pete needs about maybe 600 million worth of infrastructure. And when I say infrastructure, I mean roads, pipes. That's why if y'all don't know, your water bill has been going up every year. And it's going to continue to rise every year because of the infrastructure needs of the city of St. Petersburg. So that's why these dollars can be spent differently. That's why having another revenue source, being tied to the profits of this development is so key, because that revenue is needed to do the infrastructure. It's needed for education. Our children are getting shot and killed because on admission days, on teacher days, they don't got nothing to do in the community. right? We just had incidents like this. Summer jobs. They got 100 summer jobs for 15,000 youth. Get out of here.
They got more stipulations to partner with the city than they have with the Heinz Rays.
You talking about people who tried to partner with the city for good events too.
And then you got
Where's they $1 million worth of insurance?
Not even that. Or they tell you they can't do it because it's not 6 months ahead. Like we just had we had shooting. People are losing their
But you
lives.
can't do it unless it's 6 months ahead.
The city has the stipulation. And I mean
they'll do this deal in 30 days.
Right, but I gotta give you 6 months to help the community out.
I gotta give you 6 months to do something in the park, but you'll do a multi-generational agreement
to sign something in 90 days to agree upon.
Less 60 to 90 days. They just got the final stipulations for this deal last week. That's called the development agreement. It was being prepared. They had been going through negotiations for the last year or 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. But the development agreement, the DA, is the meat and potatoes of the beginning of the agreement, because there has to be multiple development agreements because of how they're structuring the deal. They're structuring the deal in maybe 2-3 components. And so the first component that they talked about was the redevelopment. The next component is the stadium itself. So, and I found that out of place because you're talking about the redevelopment before you talk about the stadium. Ain't y'all hear about the stadium? I never knew the Rays to be a development team. The Rays had 30 years to develop Tropicana Field. All while I was growing up as a kid, the Rays could have redeveloped the Tropicana Field. They had development rights for the last 30 years.
You know why they're talking about the redevelopment? Because they know that's what the people want to hear about. But the stadium has to be up by 2028.
Yeah, it has the quickest timeline, but they're dealing with it last.
So they're telling us about it last. They're not telling it last because they don't have to redevelop the land
at all. At no point. They don't got to redevelop. At no point is there. At no point.
But you know what they do have to do?
What they got to do?
Put a stadium there.
No, what they got to do is renegotiate this deal.
Yeah,
Message. City staff. I know people watching from city staff in different organizations, and you're going to go back and tell them we was talking about y'all and was talking about them, but make sure you also tell them that they said that the deal needs to be restructured to benefit the community.
And also, when you go back and tell them, because we are advocates,
run and tell that.
No, we are advocate for our community, right?
We is.
I support a lot.
We do. We don't help them. We help people get elected.
Right.
I've worked on campaigns and supported several of our staff members and administration.
Did a lot of
Yes. The proof is in the pudding.
Right. You look at our resumes.
But no, if you're not for them on this deal, they can't talk to you in public.
So I'm going to tell you right here is that like and y'all hear us say this all, like any good relationship, when it's good, we praise you. When it's bad, we call it out because we got to fix it. This right here is bad. We got to fix it.
I mean, and honestly, there's nothing wrong with going back to negotiating table.
That's what happened.
When I was watching this, several things. They talked about the Woodson African American Heritage Museum. It was a direct question. I think Councilmember Muhammad asked the question, and he asked who would own the Rays. I mean, who would own the Woodson? And they said, we don't know. We don't know. The literal words from the Rays Heinz staff or consultant was, we don't know. We're still talking. So y'all haven't worked the true components of the deal that you're selling to people. So the agreement that you're selling to people hasn't been worked out yet. But you're asking our council members to sign an entirely another agreement that doesn't reflect the agreement you're telling people about. I had a problem with it. That's why I had to walk off. I could not in good conscience tell anybody in my community to support this deal without it being true timelines, with true deadlines, with true fiscal points, with true profit sharing. This should be a joint venture. It should say St. Pete Rays Heinz. You left us off the logo. Y'all keep saying we're partners or we're partnering with the Rays Heinz, but you're not getting a profit sharing partnership. And you're not. Listen, partners share the money. If you don't share the money, you ain't my partner.
Partners some stuff, and believe me,
I got a cut.
Yeah,
I get a cut. When they say I'm a partner, I get a cut.
I get a cut.
If I'm not a partner, if I don't get a cut, I'm not a partner. I'm funding you. I'm facilitating you.
And when I'm a partner, we always say, how we splitting the bill?
That's right.
Equally across the board.
Yep.
If it's 3 people, it's 3 ways. If it's 4, it's 4. You know what I mean?
I wonder how many of our negotiating staff members have split a deal before. Have sat down and discussed.
So
I wonder, is this their first time doing it? I wonder what's the experience of our negotiation. Am I wrong for asking that? Am I wrong for asking, is the people who are negotiating for the city of St. Pete ever had experience negotiating on this level? Am I wrong? Who is Jabbar to ask that?
No, Jabbar.
I think I can answer that.
Yeah, I think you can.
Oh, okay. I just don't want people looking at me funny when I walking through City Hall drinking my coffee at my meeting and thinking it's supposed to be something else. I don't want them thinking it's supposed to be something else. I'm supposed to question everything going on, every move. This is billions of dollars. Why would
we're gonna be responsible?
I'm telling you, why I wouldn't ask you all the questions that I have on my heart, and why would you look at me different for asking you the questions that's on my heart? If I have a question, that's we went back to talking about the children. Remember, we said should the parents have to explain to the children?
And we always say in some situations.
But then what I said, did I say yeah?
You did.
Thank you. See?
But this ain't the children. But this ain't the parents.
They're trying us like we sure.
Right, but this ain't the parents and the
children. But they acting like they our parents. They say they ain't got to go to no referendum and ask us what to do with the money. They acting like they're the parents. Well, be the adults then. Get a deal that you can come home and tell us about.
So you know what? So since you put it like that, if we're the children, then the city of St. Pete, our city council, our mayor, everybody is our parents.
That's the parents,
right?
And we here to check you.
And so what happened is the kids are not happy. So like when you send your kids to school, right?
They don't go.
No, they go.
They ain't happy, so they don't go.
You know how like as parents, you're supposed to protect your children.
Yep. You're supposed to protect them.
And so like when something happens bad, you don't want the children to check the people. You want to check them. This is
yes. You tell your children you don't go at no adult. Call me and I go get the adult.
And if they wrong, I do it. But if you're wrong, now I gotta check you.
Yes.
Now at this point, we're saying
that sounds like good parenting.
But here, now listen. Right now, our parents is not going and fighting on our behalf. And, and again, we're doing all the stuff that they told us to do. We're writing the city council. We're talking about it respectively, right? We're sitting and having silent sit-ins.
Yep.
Nobody's. And so
we had a silent sit-in yesterday morning.
And so we're telling everybody this don't feel good.
It doesn't. It doesn't look good. It doesn't read good. I took the time and I sat at the meeting all day yesterday. And from what I learned and what I was able to ascertain with my Pinellas County education, I think this is the worst deal in the United States history of Major League MLB deals. I think this deal will go down in history as the deal that no city wants for their area.
And I don't want an apology like 10 years down the road, 15 years. Like
no, we want to handle it now.
Yeah, I don't want no apology, because apology is not going to get our money back, and our apology is not going to make sure that we're in good standing.
Hey, 2030, that new stadium will be built. Don't you know there's going to be a time? There's going to be a time between 2027 and 2028 where there will be 2 stadiums on that property. The new stadium where they will start, or the 2028 home run or what do you call it, kickoff. Mm-hmm. And at that time the Tropicana Stadium would be being torn down from the previous season, 2027 season. So now think about that. There will be a time where there will be 2 structures.
No, there will be 2 structures because they got to have one.
And we paying for it. When you look at them, when you see when that day comes, 2027, 2028, just know that's your money. And we need to be having a profit sharing agreement around those dollars.
None of it. Okay, so we got 1 minute. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Happy Mother's Day.
If you would like to take the home counseling class, and you like to keep your home because the property values is going to go up tremendously, give me a call, 727-320-6264, 727-320-6264. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. the classes will begin. Give me a call and I'll give you the Zoom link.
All right, be the change you want to be. Write down those 5 things that make you feel good, and then if you don't like this deal, send an email to your city council.
Yes,
don't sleep on it, because this is real deal.
This is real deal. Send it to your mayor, send it to any staff member, anybody that'll take your email and read it. Send it to them.
And again, we're not bashing the people; we're bashing this deal.
And so the people, let's get it right so we can be happy. All right, stay tuned for Sister Hugh.
Lose your shoes and shout all around the room.
And this has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmond.
And we are out.